The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Gloves Are Off. I'm always joined by Greg Buchanan, my co-host, of course, the voice of the Chucks, and works at the Lloyd X. How are you doing?
Not bad, Moses. Not bad at all. We're getting ready for summer now.
Well, that's good. That's good. Reminiscing about the old Expos and, of course, the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about the Cubs.
All right, well, moving on. We have Marty Wheaton, the head pro of the Rolling Green Fairways. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and things are starting to look a lot greener now. I guess all the snow's gone and,
Yeah,
and the greens are looking well.
Yeah, everything's greened up out there, and course came through the winter really well. Greens are looking great, and looking forward to a good season.
All righty. Well, obviously the Washington Capitals looking forward to a great playoff run. Big overtime win, of course, Game 7 against Boston. Advance to the semifinals, taking on the Rangers. And, of course, you can't say much about Braden Holtby. That's short of unreal, because he has been for this team. And, of course, the great play of Alex Ovechkin of late, despite all the diminishing time that he's had on the ice. And I don't know if Dale Hunter has brought in a system, but I think this guy's the real deal in terms of a coach.
Well, I think more than anything, Hunter's making those players be accountable. Look at if Ovi's not playing the best he can, well, he's going to get a little less ice time, and he's benched a few players. He's benched some pretty good players, and you see them pouting on the bench, but his message is getting through, and it looks like actually Capitals know how to spell defense now.
That's been a big thing.
Yeah, I think the Game 7 win against the Boston Bruins was huge for him to take down the defending Stanley Cup champs. And moving forward, I think that team has shown us they've been a bit fragile in the playoffs, but playing defense, as long as they stay committed and are responsible in their own end, I think they'll do well.
And they bought into a system. You mentioned that. They've really kind of bought in. Mike Knuble, Jason Chimera. You got guys who are role players who've played excellent and have scored big goals for this team. And then, like you say, Ovi, he's starting to buy into the system now. He's back-checking, blocking shots, something that we never really saw from years prior. Is Dale Hunter the guy that's going to help this team in terms of the coaching, or is he just a temporary fix? Because he wants to go back to junior, right?
Well, you hope that he's going to be there for, if you're a Capitals fan, you're hoping he's going to be there for a while, because he is what they need right now. He needs a guy like him in that place where it's just not the players running the bench, because coming down to it, Ovi was basically running that team at times. When the coach did bite back, the coach was out of there. So it'll be interesting to see if Hunter stays there long term, but Holtby, going back to him, the way that Braden has been playing is just simply incredible. And it's not for just getting his shot and getting his place to get into that lineup right now. It's about mental game for him. Like, he's talking about positive thinking. He's read a lot of books on it. They had a good story on Hockey Night in Canada last night on it.
Will they beat New York, or do they have a good chance of doing it?
I don't think they're going to beat New York. I think, like I said, in the past they've looked like a fragile team, and New York just looks so strong. And having Henrik Lundqvist in net, I know Braden Holtby's been doing really good in the playoffs, but he's still a rookie and he's got a lot to prove. But it's going to be an interesting series.
Yeah, I say games 3 and 4 are going to determine this series. They get a split in New York. That's important. Get back to Washington now. Try to win both there. If they don't win both, New York either wins one or gets a split. Or actually, if New York wins both, it's lights out. New York is a solid hockey team from top to bottom.
Okay, we'll move on. Joel Ward, unfortunate circumstances. Scored a great goal. Well, it's a garbage goal in the playoffs, but it's great for his team. They advance. And for himself, but yet it was overshadowed by the comments that we're seeing on Twitter from supposed Boston Bruin fans, which is very unfortunate. Are you surprised that we still see this at this day and age, or are you just thinking, hey, you know what, it's unfortunately part of the system?
You know what, it's really unfortunate, and it's even talking about it is more time than we really should spend on it, because it's unfortunate. It's Twitter is a universe where nobody has to put their name to it. If you're going to say a comment like that, put your name to it. You gutless. I have no time at all to even talk about people like that.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It is disgusting. For someone to go out of their way and put it publicly on Twitter like that is ridiculous. I think Joel Ward kind of shoved it off his back and didn't let it bother him. But in this day and age, or anytime. It's disgusting.
You know, Joe Ward and his family. His
And give
family
credit
came
to
up.
him.
Oh yeah.
And give
Great
credit to him. He didn't respond to it in anger or anything. He just shrugged his shoulders and said, "Let's move on."
Just a bunch of knuckle dragging rednecks. That's
And you know what's interesting? Those boys, or I believe students. I'm trying to say Virginia, but they are being suspended from their school and are being expelled from their college.
Well, they
So
should
all that
be,
money
yeah.
is down the drain for the parents. But obviously, it's a hard lesson for them to learn in this day and age. Moving on for the Flyers, they did get a huge win. Ilya Bryzgalov didn't play great, but that hasn't been a surprise these playoffs. He says he's played great, but his, obviously a couple weak goals there in the third didn't really help out his cause. Is he the guy that's going to help out the Flyers?
Jeez, I'm a Flyers fan. I like to see him go deep, but so many memories of Roman Chickman comes to mind when I look and see him in net, because it is the couple of goals that he laid in on the weekend. Wow. I can't see him carrying this team. The Flyers are going to win despite him.
I've seen great things out of Bryzgalov, and then the next day he's out to lunch. So it's the consistency is never there. I think that the Flyers, in my opinion, are the best team left in the playoffs. And if he shows any kind of consistency, I see them going far.
What's going to hurt them the most? Is it going to be the play of Bryzgalov or their notorious slow starts? Because this is a team that, for some reason, doesn't really start getting the gears going until they're a goal down or have faced significant shots, have been in their own end for a significant amount of time.
But are there slow starts because of him? He lets in a bad goal. Yeah, that's a slow start. It's going to be interesting. What happened now with them moving on to the next round, they're trying to play that same game that they played against Pittsburgh, kind of get down and dirty with New Jersey. New Jersey wants nothing to do with that. They just want to play a good road game, and they play good road games at home as well. So it'd be interesting to see, but the Flyers do have to have better starts. There's no doubt about it. As you get deeper into the playoffs, teams get stronger and stronger, and the Flyers need to have better starts or else it could catch up.
So will it be, is it Ilya or is it their slow starts that's going to hurt them?
I think it's Ilya. Yeah, he definitely has to be more consistent. They have so many high-end guys that can put the puck in the net, and I don't think the slow starts are much to worry about for them, but definitely they need some good goaltending.
All right, no slow start here. We got off to a great topic and great start. Meanwhile, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more Gloves Are Off.